girl just gave me the weirdest look. Yeah, I'm talking to myself, dog. In her opinion, that's what I'm doing. I'm going to tell you about this shell thing over my head. Pardon me. I just woke up. Anyway, let's stick with this puzzle on the wall. It's a puzzle. It took me a while to put that joker together. And it was my daughter's puzzle to start. And before that, it was this other girl's puzzle. The puzzle has been handed through at least three people. Oh God, it's a work of art though. I mean, it's by somebody called Maday. That's their last name. Can you just look at it? It's beautiful. The colors. My cat's hollering at me. It is just, I think I've got a little nugget of real reality of how the world is. When I woke up this morning, it was on my mind for whatever reason. This is my gray kitty. About how you get did. About how some people walk around, they're perpetual victims of life, really. And rather than them looking at their own lives and realizing, yeah, I kind of do walk through life like, I deserve to pamper myself and treat others like they're an imposition. And that's what you call being self-centered. Ooh. And I'm not saying I've never been self-centered. I actually genuinely sometimes wish I had it in me to just be completely self-absorbed and just not care about other people. Because I've had so many people come and go in my life. They came around and they got what they needed and then they left. It's true. And so now I'm going, it's a societal disease that I have to be part of it. Whether I have the disease or not, I'm part of the disease. And there's no cure. I actually realized, I forget where I was. It just hit me like a big ton of bricks. America. Let's put an S and an H in front of America from now on, and it's Shamerica. Because you're a sham, and it's a shame what's happened here. And I can say that. You know why I can say that? Let me have a sip of coffee. This is my cup of courage. I still got coffee. Oh, yes. God bless America's coffee supply. And I get mine at Ollie's. Good stuff, cheap. Okay. Where were we? I was about to give America a piece of my mind. People are obsessed with money, okay? I'll just put it like it is. Obsessed. And trying to look like they've got it, whether they have it or not. And we've all been brainwashed. All of us. I make purses. I mean, I do legit try to make stuff. And one day I hope to be successful. And I already consider myself a success. Even if I've made very little income, I have come up with some good ideas. I'm kind of crafty. I can make stuff. And I've already done 5 minutes here, so like some people like to say, if you're still with me, congratulations, or I feel blessed that you are listening. And also, only by God's grace and mercy will this ever even make it to the internet. He knows I've been left far, 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 far behind when it comes to technology and everything else. Except for, He didn't leave me. God never left. But I've been through brain trauma, real and imagined, both. Relational trauma, because, well, some of it was my own stubbornness, I guess. Hate to admit that. Sometimes we are our own worst enemies. Sometimes we do the wrong thing. And, anyway, I did the wrong thing. If I were someone, though, if I was already somebody, and I'm Michelle Carr. Nothing, there's absolutely zero things that make me not. What I'm talking about is the celebrities that we all fall down and worship. It's that I'm not going to put myself in that category anymore. Yes, I used to keep up with the Kardashians, but I really understand now is because of their family. I found that part of it fascinating, but like after a while, I'm like, they got too much money, and all they do is sit around and figure out ways to bring up stuff to talk about and spend their money. That's it. We get to see their lavish vacations to Bali and their huge party for Chris, who just turned however old she did. I don't care anymore. They're too rich and I'm too poor. I don't care what the Kardashians are doing any longer. And I'm not poor. I mean, I've seen people much worse off than I am, okay? But I've been living that life for a long, long time. And I'm going to make you sit through 10 minutes today. Yesterday was 5. Today is 10. I might actually fix my hair or get dressed up for the next video, but do not expect that from me. Anyway. So, this is my last hoorah trying to make some money. I'll be a YouTube influencer. Back to see how my mind wanders. I was going to discuss this puzzle. It's gorgeous, in my opinion. I know it's just one puzzle with a bunch of seashells on it. And it was a work of art that someone created. They painted this awesome artwork, and then they made it into a puzzle. And guess what? My middle daughter, who I bragged on yesterday, God bless her, and her little baby, there's God right now. He just piped up. He just said something. Thank you, God. She's a puzzler. My middle child. She's a real sweet girl. She don't see it probably. Or maybe she does. Anyway. She's a real sweet girl. She likes to do puzzles. And one day, I was at her apartment where she lives with her hubby. And I see she had this gigantic stack of puzzles. And, we're getting rid of those. If you want to look through them, you're welcome to. Whatever. Take what you want. So I looked through their stack of puzzles. And that one, it seemed to be the most loved out of the group. as in it seemed older. And I loved the shells. Anyway, I picked that one. I picked out about 4 more, I think, maybe 5. And I may have gotten, I don't think I ever put together any of the other ones. I've still got one that her husband really liked that I just kept because he bragged on it and said he really enjoyed it. Oh, I got one from him. See, that's what I do sometimes. I get rid of stuff. I've already been over my 10 minutes. My apologies. But there was one that I put together with a man whose name shall not be mentioned. And it was a good memory about me and him spending time together. And so that's not why I got rid of it, I don't think. But I did get rid of that one that I put together with help. And I don't know, I get rid of stuff. Some of it, sometimes it was important stuff. But I've had a lot of stuff. Who else can raise their hand and testify? You've had a lot of stuff. Sometimes you get too much stuff. So what do? You just start throwing it out the door as quickly as possible. Really, that stuff, some of it was valuable, and it's still valuable wherever it ended up. Just remember that. When you go to throwing your stuff out, you might want to take a pause. Back to the puzzle. Like even this frame that I got it in, that was a long, windy road just to get that frame, which actually does complement the artwork beautifully. It's just a kind of rustic looking dark wood. It came to me by way of a guy named Jason, and I met him in the most fascinating way. I basically chased him down when he was on a mission to buy something. Or no, he was picking up a free marble step. Someone was giving it, and he was picking it up. And for whatever reason, this my desperation for some humanity in my life. Oh my God! Well, do you need some help? Maybe. Okay, well, I'll meet you at that location. So here I am gallivanting over to meet this person. But anyway, he was trying to clean a house out that he was living in. And apparently the man died, and the man had tons of stuff. And so he was giving me pictures, shooting me pictures, and saying, if you're interested in any of this stuff, just let me know. I'll bring it to you. I didn't know. Yeah, he did. He was as good as his word with that. He piled me up a box full, and part of the box was this. It had a movie poster in it, and when I tell you this, people that love movies and vintage will be like, you did the wrong thing, lady. Kept the movie it was a Maltese Falcon. It was a nice movie poster. The colors were cool, and I kept it sitting around my house for a long time in the frame. But I never, I have so much stuff already hanging on my walls. You know the drill. You don't just change it up because you like what you've already got. I might have actually tried hanging it, because this is also how I roll. I try really hard to be appreciative. And so therefore I was like, this dude went to some trouble on my behalf. But I did, to be very honest, I ended up taking that poster out and using that frame, because the frame that I did have it in, I worked very hard to rig that poster into an old frame from one of my mom's pieces of art that I actually it was a print of something, and I got so irritated one day, I just ripped that joker into pieces, threw it in the trash. So I'm like, you know what? another long story for another day. But my mom, to this day, I still have her artwork. Some of it was too much. I hope and pray that by the time I get old enough that I'm about to croak, kick the bucket, that whatever isn't going to be something my kids want to have, or grandkids, or anyone close to me, and that I don't specifically say, when I die, give this to so-and-so, that it has already been gotten rid of. It's stuff. It's too much. Just crappy stuff, too. That's what I'm saying. Like, unless you're some richy rich, most people look at your stuff and they're not impressed. You might love it. You might think it's wonderful because you have good memories attached. Just like my painting that I wanted to tell you about over here. And it's not even good memories attached to this painting. Oh, not that. Oops. Here, that painting. This one, you can't see it very good when I just did that. It's an oil painting by this guy named Zoltan Steiner, who is deceased, who I guess he kind of made it as a commercial artist. And I was working for this guy up the street at a paper store, and he also has a giant consignment area in this paper store. And I would get bored up there so often. I worked hard as I knew how to work. I did as much, but there was long periods of time, and he didn't like that. And guess what? I didn't like my paycheck that well either. So it was kind of equally, you don't treat me worth 10 cents, and I work good. I work hard for you. I care about your customers, etc. But when I saw that painting one day, he had brought it in and hung it up while I was off work, and I just was like, oh my goodness, that's amazing. I was just blown away. It was, to me, it's like that Thomas Kincaid Painter of Lights guy. I mean, it's not, I'm saying there's probably a gazillion other paintings out there very similar, but for whatever reason, maybe it's just because of my feeling trapped in that job. I was always searching while I was at that job for something to inspire me and keep hope alive that my life was going to suddenly one day take on a different, I don't know what's the word for it, that I would appreciate myself enough that, no, it wasn't even about me. I thought I was going to need to meet someone outside of myself was going to have to propel me to a better paying job, more people appreciating me, me appreciating, I don't know, it's complicated. I'm still working on that. So you see how I drift from freaking one puzzle? That's what I was going to talk about. And now I'm on this other picture, so back to the puzzle. Yeah, I had gotten sick to the point everything I did became more and more difficult. I stopped trying to cook. Sophie, get. I had a couple of really bad years, and my daughter, she just had to live through it with me. We had no one. Literally, barely any people. And people will drop you like a hot freaking potato. If they sense, needy, they need something. They're not in the right social club. I don't know. I don't know what it is. That's what I'm saying. The society of America. Shame on you, America. People aren't friendly. They're not helpful. They will badmouth you as opposed to lifting you up. They'll talk some serious smack about you. Made that mark on my face. At least as a woman, I can put makeup on. If I dress nice, if I would give it just, look, this much effort, that's what I tell my daughter. I guess I need to do it myself. If I expect someone else, I gotta fix these, make these look good, put on some makeup, get my nails did, put on a different shirt, change clothes. Are you sweet to me, Sophie? Sophie, look, Sophie loves me. My earring keeps falling out, maybe. I lost it yesterday. Get, Sophie, that's enough public affection, alright? I know you love me. Anyway, what I was saying about, I got rid of the movie poster. I took it out of the frame. I realized that this frame worked better, 100%. It looks better with the picture. It stayed together better. It was the right size without any extra complications of matting it, etc. So, here's the thing. I rolled the poster up. I should have kept the poster. I should have kept it. Boom. I have so many dumb things that I have kept. But no, I put it in a box along with another piece of art that another artist did that I don't really, maybe it wasn't my favorite piece of art, but the person who did it, a local lady, lives in town. She's an artist. We've never met in person, but I like her. I admire her work, her as a person. She seems like a super nice person. But one day, I don't know why, that piece of art made its way into a donation box and went to that damn Goodwill. Yeah. There's a lot of nice, cool stuff at the Goodwill because other people in America are doing the exact same thing. They're throwing out their good stuff, their nice stuff, because they have too much stuff. And so other people are coming to Goodwill and scooping it up, and then they're reselling it. Or the Goodwill is just making a heap and helping a big bunch of money, and they're supposedly doing good for the community. We don't know. I do not know. So, now you know some of what goes on in my brain, how it thinks. It tinkers around with reality. When I could be, externally making stuff, and I'm still doing that. I don't have very high hopes of people ever getting excited over what I can do. But I still have hopes. I has hope. Like that little critter in the Home movie. I've watched that movie several times. And it's a cute message. It's got Rihanna. She's the voice of the little girl. And her songs are in the movie. I think that's correct. Little side note. One day we might discuss the movies. One day. And how about those little white spots in the middle of my eyeballs? I guess that's, I don't know, this lamp being reflected into this and back in. Okay, we're 25 minutes in. My teeth started gapping about 4 years ago. I had some excellent teeth. My teacher? No, my sister was the one who made a point of saying, "Oh, it's a shame. Too bad about your teeth." One day she said that to me. That's the kind of family I come from. Yes, they'll give you they will throw you a compliment every now and then. But you have to really work to get it, okay? You really gotta work. Therefore, one day, if I ever make it, that's like, I don't know. I guess I have to really concrete that out and make up my mind what it is I'm trying to establish myself as. That's why some people do not make it. They become a wandering generality. That was in a book I read by Zig Ziglar. You want to say hello? It's your turn, kitty. That's my kitty. I love cats. And now I also love plants. I got 2 new plants yesterday. Creeping Jenny. I made those snowflakes. Those little green flowers, those came from Jason. He didn't like the flowers. Guess what? I kept the flowers. He thought they were ugly. Men and women relations. Oh, another subject. I will never probably give you a full episode. I'm sorry if I seem like I'm obsessed with myself. Maybe it's because you have to like yourself in life. You have to. And I've spent a lot of time being by my dang self. And that's back to the beginning. Just like Ozzy. He went back to the beginning before he died. As a lady and a divorced lady, I have come to the realization people are going to treat you like you're absolute. See that? And it's got nothing to do with you. Nothing. That's the society that we have become. Sick. It's sick. Y'all have a nice day.